We continue the Deans family story at Riccarton House, moving on to the life of John Deans II, son of Jane, whose powerful presence is still felt at Riccarton House today.
A part of John II's 21st birthday present was not only this room, but the room up above it, and we call that Catherine's room. It has got some quite interesting innovations. It's got a voice tube down to the kitchen, the fire escape. It's a wonderful room because it's got lighting coming in on three sides. They were very, very forward thinking. Jane, when she shifted into her room in the first part of this house, she never wanted any other room in the house. It's a wonderful room. It gets the sun first thing in the morning and from one direction, and last thing at night from the other. In the corner of that room is a chair that was a part of their cabin furniture when they came out in 1852. As you can see, as we come into the kitchen, this glass panel houses the batteries that were to run the bell system to call the servants. You can see that we've got a double oven range, which was quite unusual in New Zealand. We lead off from the kitchen into the staff dining room. Of course, on the wall we have got the photo of the original All Blacks, and Bob Deans is on the right-hand side there. As we move around the pantry, you see you've got a lot of the old spices and baking powders and that there, as well as sugar bags. And of course, he never threw anything away. The sugar bags were used for the backing of rag mats and pot mitts and aprons for the wash house and many other things. We go into the cool room. Now, the cool room is quite fascinating because it was run on water, artesian water. And of course, as we know, artesian water doesn't change temperature much summer and winter. And they would run the water through the concrete tubs. The coolness would dissipate off the concrete and keep the whole room cool. In fact, the whole of that area shows that the Deans were very practical people. When the boys first arrived here, Sir George Grey, the governor of the bottom of the country, gave them some seedlings of English oak, which they planted on the property out here. Now, in 1900, with all these children around, things were getting a bit crowded, so they built a whole children's wing, as you would, some nice rooms upstairs, a drawing room where the restaurant is today, and an entrance hall. Now, 3 years previous to this, they chopped some of the oak trees down and they put them in the river for 3 years to mature, because if you don't do that, it'll buckle and bend and split and all that type of thing. And that panelling is the end result. Now, one of the logs of wood was overlooked, and it stayed in the river for many, many years. Now, a gentleman by the name of Roland Martin, who was a manufacturing jeweller in Christchurch, got hold of it. After 3 winters, he actually produced this magnificent sculpture called the Eela. Colin Deans, one of the 12 children, he went to Canada and he shot, among other things, a moose and a caribou. On the way over, he shot an alligator because he thought that'd be a handy thing to have at Riccarton House. He sent that home while he went on to Canada, and it arrived at this establishment by taxi. His mother actually smelt it before she saw it because it had gone off in rather a big way. So she paid the taxi driver a fee to bring it another feeder, take it away. So buried on the Canterbury Plains here somewhere, we have an alligator, so you can imagine the delight of archaeologists in a couple hundred years' time if they dig it up. I think they're always here.
Coming up, we gaze at the mighty Kahikatea in the ancient Dean's Bush at Riccarton. See you after the break.